Jack Miller. He got a double long lap penalty. So dropped three position, and then he got a long lap penalty because he didn't drop the three position. Now, I didn't see the incident in real time, and he got a lot of blame in real time. But after watching it, I can't see what he did. So, is it fair? Was it a fair penalty to you guys, or unfair penalty for what Jack Miller got? Because it looked like his rear tire nudged Fernand Aldeguer's arm, and not like he pushed him off. He didn't do what Zarco did to Bagnaia.
I mean, I think it was any other type of racing incident that where someone's trying to pass on in the corner. For what I saw, Jack Miller just dive bombed, to pass, in a corner, and it happened to be two bikes. And Aldeguer was one of them. And basically, when he dive bombed him, he kind of nicked Aldeguer a little bit, where it causes fairing to fall off and stuff like that. But Jack Miller was told to drop two positions or three positions, and he didn't. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if some riders just say "F it" and I'm gonna just take the penalty at the end because they probably know, you know, like the ins and outs where like just a long lap penalty is better than just slowing down and dropping three positions where you really can't look back. So,
Well, I mean, he
um,
did. He. It's the same position he would have lost when he took the. Cause I think he only lost three positions when he did the long lap. So
yeah, I mean,
I don't know the benefit. In all honesty.
yeah. I mean, he should have just let the riders go by. I mean, it was just been that easy. And he just didn't do it. So I think that was just the argument there where, he didn't do it in time where and then the laps that he's supposed to drop the position. So,
Okay.
the stewards had to get involved,
Got you. So you
do
think it
Jack
was?
Miller doing Jack Miller things.
You think it was fair?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he should have. Like, what do you? It was kind of wild. The pass he made was kind of wild, but um, it was fair.
All right, man. You're starting to sound like a politician. I was wondering when you were going to say yes.
No, sometimes they be making decisions. You be like, what? Like, sometimes they choose to do it like the next race, or
Right.
it's just not the right type of penalty or double long lap when it shouldn't have been. Like, I don't know. So
Right.
I guess
Yeah, like
it's fair.
like Martine, for instance. But what are your thoughts,
Yeah.
Reese, on Jack Miller's penalty? Is it something that you think was fair or unfair? I think it was kind of unfair personally, but just me.
I mean, the pass was kind of hard. I mean, it almost looked like he kind of dove in there a little tight, and then they kind of bumped real hard. It's almost like a dive bomb, but
Right. How many
it's
times
kind
does Aldeguer does that though? This whole season, how many
That's insane.
times has he done that to people?
he has. I mean, he has done it. I mean, but it was just that was a little aggressive. I thought that was something coming when I saw it. I was like, there's something coming down the pipeline. So, I mean, it's like a 50-50. I mean, it's something you could say, yeah, it's kind of stupid. And then you could kind of say, yeah, it was kind of harsh. It shouldn't have been done.
All right, 50-50. Lewis, I know you saw it clear as day.
You know, Lou's going to have some harsh shit to say.
No, I'm not. I mean, personally,
Told you.
I think, to be honest with you, I personally think that it was right on the razor's edge of a racing incident and a little more than you should do. So that it's a decision that could have gone either way. It's
Mm-hmm.
really just how the track marshal interpreted it at that moment. Because
Okay.
if you look at it, like, yeah, it was a pass and it was a hard pass, but it wasn't like he completely took Aldeguer out.
Right.
But on the flip side is if you've got that much pace to pass him and you got to do something that sketchy where you are almost sure to make contact with the rider, are you better off just setting him up at the next corner and passing him clean?
Rubbing is racing, Lewis. What are we talking about?
Rubbing is racing, but if you rub too much, somebody's gonna come and meet you in the garage and introduce you to the shadow realm, and make you look like Kamar Usman in that one UFC bout.
Yeah. Well, that is true. That is true. It's a little tough, but Aldeguer does. Of all the riders out there, he's one of those riders that he goes for everything, even when there's nothing there. Sometimes.
I mean, that's it is racing. You do have to go for. I mean, you do have to go for those gaps when you find them, and especially I blame this, and this is just I blame a lot of these hard passes that are happening in the last 2-3 years,
On the
or
Spanish
these
people.
sketch on Spanish people, on Europeans mainly, because they're 99% of the of the grid. The Aussie is the only one that's not on. One of the few people that's not from England. So I got to give him a little pass. It's on the aerodynamics, man. The aerodynamics have made it just so difficult to draft past people cleanly
Hmm.
that you have to do these crazy, sketchy passes because you can't just out aerodynamic somebody. You can't just outbrake somebody. You got to outdrive them. Between the aerodynamics and the right height devices and everything else, they've taken the ability for riders to pass in a controlled manner away for the most part. So now riders out of desperation are making more and more of these like lunges from way back and like right at the apex, just meeting each other, or so I can't wait for like these aero packages to go away, especially the aero packages that damage the air behind their bike.
Right.
And even listening to Bulaga this past weekend, it's his second weekend in GP coming from World Superbike where they don't have all these aerodynamics and all these packages. Even he has mentioned in the Italian media that he didn't realize how bad it is to pass in MotoGP because his
It's so
his last
hard.
his last experience in the world championship on Moto 2, it wasn't like that. It's more or less a production bike. You don't have dirty air in front of you. You can get up behind somebody, draft them, catch a little bit of draft. He said when he would get stuck behind other bikes, he felt no breeze. He
Wow.
felt like there was no air in front of him. Like he didn't feel that he was actually gaining on the gas because it felt like all the air that was in front of him was like a void. And so you couldn't get really close because as soon as you get close, you start to feel a lot of turbulence coming from the bike in front of you. And if you stay far enough back where you don't have that turbulence, now you have to make up that distance again in the break to try to pass. So as soon as these aerodynamics go away and these stupid right heights devices go away and a little bit more of the control is back on the riders to make passes, we'll probably see less of these bonehead. I mean, we're still going to see bonehead passes. That's part of racing for as long as they've been racing. But you'll see less bonehead passes when that happens, and when a couple of guys are no longer in the grid that just like making these bonehead passes anyway.
Right.